Hey there, are you ready to take all those numbers swimming around in a spreadsheet and actually make them, make sense? We're going to turn them into visuals that tell a real story, and we're going to build your very first chart in Python right now. Let's do this.
You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You're just staring at this giant wall of data, and you know there's something important hiding in there, but it just looks like a foreign language. How in the world do you translate it?
Well, this is exactly our translator. Data visualization takes that overwhelming block of text and turns it into a picture, a story that our brains are just, hardwired to understand in a split second. Honestly, this is one of the most valuable skills you can pick up. It's a total game changer.
All right, so where do we even begin? Look, every good toolkit has that one reliable, all-purpose tool you always reach for first. And for us, that's going to be the bar chart. Its main job? To make comparing things super, super simple and clear. And the concept here is, well, it's wonderfully simple. A bar chart just uses the length or height of a bar to show how much of something there is. That's it. Taller bar, bigger number. It's absolutely perfect for seeing who's winning at a glance.
So when do you actually pull this tool out of your new toolkit? A bar chart is your absolute go-to when you want to compare things side by side, like, say, sales figures for different products. It's also fantastic for ranking stuff from highest to lowest, or even for tracking changes over specific time periods, like month to month or year over year.
Okay, let's actually look at the code. Don't worry, it's basically a simple 4-step recipe. First, step 1, we import the library Matplotlib. Think of this as getting your canvas and paints ready. Step 2, we prepare our data. This is figuring out what we're going to paint and how big each part should be. Third, the fun part, we call the plt.bar function. This is the moment we actually put the paint on the canvas and create the bars. And finally, step 4, plt.show. And that's us putting our finished painting on display for everyone to see. Seriously, that's the basic pattern for almost every single chart we're going to make. All right, time for tool number 2. So if a bar chart is all about comparing different things against each other, the pie chart is all about one thing, showing how all the little slices make up the entire pie. So the key word to lock into your brain here is proportion. A pie chart is just a circle that's been cut into slices, where the size of each slice shows its percentage of the whole thing. It is literally built to answer one question perfectly. What piece of the whole is this? Now, knowing when to use a pie chart is super important. It's perfect for stuff like market share or looking at a budget breakdown. But here's a pro tip. Try to stick to a small number of categories, okay? Less than 6 is ideal. Why? Well, because our brains are surprisingly bad at comparing the size of angles in a circle. If you have too many slices, it just becomes a confusing rainbow pizza. And of course, it's got to add up to a meaningful whole, 100%. And hey, check out the code. It follows the exact same recipe. Import, prepare your data, create the chart, and then show it. The only thing that really changes is we swap out the plt.bar command for plt.pie command. This is awesome news, right? It means you've already learned the fundamental pattern for making a whole bunch of different charts. Okay, so let's put them side by side. You've got 2 tools now. Which one do you pick? Well, if you need to see which product sold more units, you grab the bar chart. But if you need to see what percentage of your total sales came from each product, well, that's a job for the pie chart. One compares things, the other shows proportion. And choosing the right tool is always the first step to telling a clear story with your data. Okay, so you've made a basic chart. That is a huge step. Seriously, pat yourself on the back. But now we add the final polish. This is what separates a kind of confusing chart from a professional one that anyone, and I mean anyone, can understand instantly. First things first, the title. You have to have a title. Think of it as the headline for your data's story. Without it, people are just looking at shapes and guessing what they mean. And thankfully, adding one is as simple as a single command, plt.title function. And for bar charts especially, this next one is non-negotiable. You've got to label your axes. I mean, what do those bars even represent? And what do the numbers on the side mean? Is it dollars? Is it people? Axes labels answer these questions. Just use plt.x label for the horizontal one and plt.y label for the vertical one, and boom, all that confusion is gone. Now, what if you have, say, multiple sets of bars on one chart? Maybe you're comparing this year's sales to last year's sales. How do you tell the blue bars from the red bars? That's where a legend comes in. It's basically the key to your chart's code, explaining exactly what each color or pattern represents. And adding it is you're gonna love this, incredibly simple. Once you've set up your chart, you just add the plt.legend command, and Python just automatically creates that key for you. It's one little line of code that can add a massive amount of clarity to your visual. So let's just take a quick step back and look at the powerful new toolkit you've just built for yourself. I mean, think about it. In just a few minutes, you've gone from staring at raw data to actually creating clear, polished, and professional-looking visualizations. So let's just recap the big takeaways, right? You now know how to use bar charts to compare things and pie charts to show proportions. But crucially, you also know how to add titles, labels, and legends to make them super clear and professional. And these aren't just some textbook exercises. These are the fundamental tools that people use every single day in data science and business reporting. You've basically just learned the grammar of visual data storytelling. You have the fundamental tools to start exploring and explaining the world through data. So really, the only question left is, what stories will your data tell? Now that you have the tools, go find out.